Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's your favorite random dude on the internet, Six Paths Junga, back again with another video. So, you already know the deal. Yet again, it's that time of the month. Time for me to read your hot takes / predictions for the upcoming chapter of Two Blue Vortex. So, chapter 18 is set to drop on January 20th, if I can remember correctly. So that means we'll be getting our first spoiler on the 13th or so. So I got quite a few hot takes, and it usually takes me a few minutes to get through them. I'm not going to try to ramble too much because this video would just end up being 10 minutes more than what I want it to be. So, hey, without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off with this comment. Boruto will teleport to Sarada's location when Ada reports back that the plan had failed. Jura also gets there, but we're left on a cliffhanger on Kawaki gaining his full power and also flies there when informed by Shikamaru. I feel like the amount of people that think the mission will succeed or fail is about 60 to 40. Even though KASHIN and KOJI stated that the chances of the mission failing isn't very high, we still gotta take into account that unexpected changes could happen based off little changes that was made to the timeline. Like, they made so many changes to the timeline so far that I wouldn't be surprised if things didn't go as expected. All I gotta say is, if things don't go as planned, or if something goes horribly wrong, it'll be something very small that messed things up. And if things fail and Boruto joins the fight, that could lead them to an even worse scenario, because then Jura joins the battle. So hopefully Boruto can keep his composure no matter what happens, and just trust in Koji's visions. We know how hasty Boruto can be sometimes, but he gotta understand you really can't act on your own right now. Especially since it's already confirmed that if you help, Jura will appear, and there's no possible way for them to beat him at this moment in time. Now, looking at the last part of the comment, if Kawaki gets his limiters removed next chapter, I can definitely see him moving out to help in the Land of Wind, especially if things don't go how they're expected to. And I feel Kawaki can actually help that situation better than Boruto, because let's say Kawaki pops up and Jura doesn't bother making an appearance. He already considers Kawaki fodder, while considering Boruto a massive problem. So he's already being underestimated. With his limiters removed and no Jura, Kawaki could get a chance of surprising everyone with his new massive power, and maybe even takes out one of the SHINJU. It wouldn't last long until Jura finds out that Kawaki has newfound power and starts taking him at least a little bit more seriously. But for the time being, you have to admit he has the element of surprise on his side, and he can definitely use that to his advantage. Kawaki might get slumped. Amado has a shutdown code on him. You know, it's funny. I did think Amado had no reason to hold Kawaki's power back from him, considering the fact that they both can benefit from it. But the way Kawaki just came at him all crazy, I could definitely see Amado putting Kawaki in check like, yeah, dude, even though you are stronger than me, I still have complete control over you, and I can put you to sleep whenever I want. So come correct, or don't come at all. But nah, all jokes aside, I really do think Kawaki and Amado can come to a mutual understanding. Kawaki still needs Amado, so of course he won't kill him, or even after he removes his limiters like Code tried to. And Amado needs Kawaki alive. That was the whole reason he put a limit on his offensive capabilities and raised his defense beyond maximum capacity. He needs him to stay alive so he can resurrect his daughter. So in all logic, would it be the best idea for Amado to shut down Kawaki? Probably not. The only reason I could see it making sense is to keep him out of the fighting. But if Boruto needs Kawaki to even defeat the SHINJU anyway, there's no point. Amado will be in the same situation he was with Jigen. He'll try to bring his daughter back, but then learn the Earth has no chance of surviving, so it's like, there's no point bringing your daughter back into a doomed world. So in terms of Amado shutting Kawaki down, the only reason I see Amado doing so is if he feels his life is in danger. But other than that, Kawaki should have his limiters removed next chapter. That's probably what we're gonna see as soon as the chapter starts. Maybe Amado will even be on the chapter cover for all we know. Yodo or Konohamaru messing up the whole operation. Bro calls her Yoda. Her name is Yodo, don't play with her, you see the fit. But all jokes aside, if the plan does fail, it'll probably be because of either one of them. You look at the situation Konohamaru's in right now, he's basically on a one-man mission to rizz up Matsuri. Like, I have never seen this before. If he doesn't tuck her out of her panties, figuratively speaking, everyone could die right now. But he does have a 3-1 lead. All he has to do is literally not give her the ick, and you're good to go. You see how unserious I sound right now? Yeah, blame that on the situation we're in. It's just a very unserious situation. Matsuri has romantic feelings for Konohamaru, and he has to butter her up so they can catch her off guard to kill her. I mean, look, Konohamaru's part is easy. All he has to do is talk to her, maybe use this time to get more information on the SHINJUs. He's in the driver's seat. He just gotta cook up now. Meanwhile, over here from Sarada's point of view, they definitely have the harder assignment. Ryu's definitely gullible, but he's not swayed by emotion. Meaning if they attack and fail, he won't hesitate to attack back at them. And they won't win that fight. It's all about waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And not only the perfect moment, but using the perfect attack too. Sarada's Chidori is probably the way they're gonna go. I already see it. Going back to part 1, we know Shinki's Iron Sand is extremely weak to lightning based attacks. Pretty sure maybe someone like KASHIN Koji knew this and informed Shikamaru on the attack that should be used to take down Ryu, which is why these specific shinobi were chosen for this mission. Mitsuki and Sarada, very capable lightning users, and we know Konohamaru is there for Matsuri. That being said, I can definitely see Yodo effing this whole operation up. She just looked like she's ready to sell. Araya knows best, and even he knows there's a possibility she might do something to hinder the mission. So confronted by the clone of Shinki, knowing the trouble he's in, I wonder if she'll be able to keep her cool, or will she let her emotions affect the mission? In my eyes, she's the true wildcard here. Let's move on. There might be a Himawari Kurama conversation introduction about Boruto and Kawaki in Naruto. The conversation will continue in the following chapters. So regarding Himawari, I don't think she'll be a part of this arc. I think even Kurama will advise her to stay away from the fight. Having fought Jura and knowing he's targeting her, even she should know she'd only be a hindrance on the battlefield right now. Now what Kurama might talk to her about, I can see Kurama mentioning Naruto and how they improved their synergy to a point where they could perform the perfect KCM. That's what they should be talking about right now, because honestly, I can't say she has all that much time to practice and prepare. She just about has as much time as Naruto when it came to learning how to actually control KCM. And it wasn't much. The situation is dire and they need as much help as they can on the battlefield. So it's very possible Hima could be working towards a new KCM form sooner rather than later. But talking next chapter, I don't think we'll see her. I actually don't think we'll see her again for another like 2 to 3 chapters, not gonna lie. Ryugo killed Yodo because of his sister emotions clouding her judgment on a life or death mission. Yeah, I pretty much just explained this, but I don't know about her dying. I feel like if anything, they'll just out themselves for trying to trick the Shinju, and then they'll probably be forced to fight themselves out. It's too soon to guess who'll die or whatnot. At the most, they'll probably find a way to retreat and regroup. Boruto will be forced to use a shadow clone to help the guys in the sand, putting Kashin Koji on high alert for Momoshiki apparition at the end of the chapter. So I'm guessing he's assuming the mission will go wrong, forcing Boruto to join the fight, cause that's the only way Boruto's gonna try and go to the sand, and simply sending a clone is a smart idea. That way he can stay hidden from Jura. It'll definitely be one clone, you know, just to make that clone as strong as possible. He's not Naruto, so of course he can't send multiple clones there, but one clone should do. Boruto doesn't even like to fight with clones anyway. He doesn't feel like it'll be an effective way of fighting for him. So possibly sending a clone for himself to help on the situation would be the safest method possible. And with the clone being capable of using the flying Raijin, he can be even more effective in maybe a surprise attack or something. I don't think Boruto doing this should put Kashin Koji on high alert from a Momoshiki apparition. Considering it's only one clone, I understand the lower the chakra you have, the easier it'll be for Momoshiki to take your body hostage. So, I mean, Boruto just outright potentially cutting his chakra in half to make his shadow clone doesn't help the cause. But if all goes wrong, chances might have to be made. You know what? Real quick, let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about Boruto using a shadow clone to help Sarada and the others if all else fails? Like, taking everything into account on Momoshiki, Jura potentially appearing in everything, would it be a good idea? I'm gonna say if all else fails, I'm not against it. It's better than losing potential key players like Sarada and Mitsuki because of someone like Yodo, right? Let me know if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Sarada uses her Mangekyou for the first time due to her emotional struggle between having feelings / worry for Boruto and constantly wondering how Sumire is feeling, while fighting the Shinju alongside Mitsuki. Oh, great. It's more Mangekyou Sharingan talks. Man, we are starving. I think I said everything that needed to be said about Sarada's MS, and again, another person thinks the plan will go into ruin and cause all-out war to break in Tsunagakure. So right off the bat, if Sarada so much as activates her MS, the internet is finished. That's all you're gonna see on YouTube for the next 2 weeks. That's a big reveal. For as long as they've been building it up, it better be well worth the wait. But in all reality, if Sarada activates her MS, I feel like it could be because of similar feelings she had back in chapter 80, but this time in an entirely new situation. We don't know if she even knows she already awakened that power. I guess now it's all about how to draw upon its power. At this point, I'm treating Sarada's MS like I treat the Jogan in Boruto Sage Mode discussions. I'm not really going to talk about it until we get something about it in the manga. I said everything I needed to say about it at this point. Even my most viewed video on this channel is me explaining some potential abilities of her MS and the logic behind her awakening it so differently than any other past MS user. She had the perfect chance to use it against Hidari, but she didn't. So at this point, it's really hard to guess when we'll get to see something like that. But hopefully very soon. Konohamaru will fumble all that really hard, and then Kawaki stuff with the limiters, and Boruto will probably arrive just in time to see Konohamaru fumble, or he'll be the reason things don't go well. I think it's so funny that the fate of the world depends on if Konohamaru got game or not. Like, I think that's so funny, bro. Like, realistically, how can you fumble a Shinju? Like, I'm imagining Konohamaru telling Matsuri that he loves her or something crazy like that. How would she even respond? And would that affect whether or not she'll attack Konohamaru if the plan fails? There's just too many questions to be answered. But personally, I think Konohamaru will do his part just fine. It's the others we may have to worry about. So it looks like this is the last comment. Code intervenes in Kawaki and Amado's convo and kidnaps the scientist before Kawaki's limiters can be removed, while Ryu gets suspicious and teleports to Matsuri and catches Konohamaru trying to kill her. Boruto goes to rescue Konohamaru, and while Sarada and Mitsuki arrive and another battle begins. Imagine Code being such a Kawaki hater, he just pulls up and kidnaps Amado so he doesn't get his limiters removed. Crazy to think, but probably won't happen. Right now, Code most likely doesn't have enough time to even think about anybody else except ways to kill or get Boruto and Koji killed. Kawaki is probably the last thing on his mind. It also doesn't help that Sukuna Hikona is like the perfect counter to the claw marks, so it won't be easy for Code to kidnap Amado without fighting, and that could put Konoha on high alert. Definitely not a smart move for Code to go inside Konoha again, and so soon at that. So basically, everyone had similar thoughts. Most people think the plan that KASHIN Koji said didn't have a high chance of failing would indeed fail, causing Boruto to take action and fight. But let me know what you think. Yeah, you watching the video, you. Just because the prediction video is out doesn't mean I won't read the ones you comment on this video. So let me know what you're thinking down below. How do you feel this situation will play out? And if you feel Koji's plan will go up in smoke, let me know what goes wrong for that to happen. So before we end the video, I just want to say we're hella close to 9,000 subscribers. So if we can hit that by February, that would be insane. But for that to happen, I absolutely need y'all to hit that like and subscribe. Those two help the channel out the most, especially in the YouTube algorithm. So if you got time to spare in your busy day, please consider showing some love today. Yeah, that was low-key a bar, I'm not gonna lie. You should subscribe just off that alone. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the notification bell because I will be going live very soon to cover the new chapter, so don't miss that. But until then, I'll see y'all boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.